Aloha guys, Scuba Chris here. You know, when I first started my educational trip making videos for YouTube many years ago, one of my first things I did was a project on cork handles, all right? And I want to show people that it's better to coat your handles, because if you don't coat it, I'm going to give you a true story. My friend went out fishing one day, and he had a brand new rod from Vegas that cost him over $300, and it was one of the more expensive brands. He took it out, got fish slime all over his hands, put it on this. Next day it was chewed up because he left his rod in the garage and the rodents got to it. So trust me, there's a reason why you need to coat it. So if you've been watching my videos, these are the two of my newest rods. These are Celilo rods from Okuma. Both are 9'6". This one here I got last week. This one is for casting. And I just noticed that when I had it together at the same height, the casting model, the butt section is a lot higher than the spinning one. So I'm going to put this one on the side. This is a new one I just got a couple of days ago. This is a spinning model. I'm going to be using this for light application. So one little container of nail polish. And it has to be with the one that says with the hardener, and I'll explain why. One little bottle of nail polish. Finish this whole rod here, which is the longer one, okay? And I started up here on the new one and got down to just of that section down here. As you know, it's still light color. The rest has been coated. So it's kind of funny. I yelled out to my wife because I was in the garage working on it with a fan on to keep the fumes away from me. And I said, "Hey, honey, you know what? I am coating my rod right now, and I ran out of fingernail polish. Can you go down to the market and get me some more fingernail polish for my rod?" Next thing I know, it was huge laughter in the back that didn't stop, and I kind of realized, okay, maybe I could have said that a little bit better. But let me show you this is what I use right there, and it says with hardener. So I'm using this diamond shine, but any fingernail polish that says hardener is good. This is what you need to use, okay? And I used all of this to do almost 2 rods. So my wife came back with this one after I explained it to her. Still laughing though, but this works. And if you're like me, just use it for a couple rods is good enough. But if you have a bunch of rods, then you would probably want to buy some urethane. So isn't it cheaper to buy urethane? You can buy a quart of urethane. It'll last you for a while, but once you open that container, it's not going to last that long. So why do I buy fingernail polish, which is more expensive? It's because I don't own a lot of rods that use cork. That's the reason why. It's very sporadic. I don't have that many cork-based handles. So this here is a, like I said, the hardener. It says right on the bottle, it says a hardener. It's a formaldehyde base, because I only use it for very few rods. And the reason why it's called a hardener, because it combines with the keratin that naturally occurs in fingernails. And so when the chemicals in this product hits the keratin in your fingernails, it makes them harder. So this is gonna help you with this type of nail polish, because it's not gonna chip off easy. It's gonna actually stay on. And the ones I have actually stays on forever. So that's the reason why I use fingernail polish with a hardener additive in it rather than urethane. So what is basically Varathane? Varathane is basically a premium urethane, and it is 3 times thicker than normal type of polyurethane. So I don't own, like I said, I don't own many cork handle rods, so I don't need to buy that in quantity. But if you have a lot of them, use it, especially for you guys who use fly rods and have the cork handles. So check this out. So what is basically cork? Cork is a product that comes from the bark of the cork oak tree. And one time it only originated from southwest Africa. But when the Europeans first started trading and going to Africa, they realized, hey, this is great stuff for wine and other type of liqueurs. So they imported them to Southwest Europe, where they are today. And U.S. is actually growing quite a bit on their own, so they don't no longer have to require imports from Europe or Africa for that. So basically, this is a unique product that can regenerate itself. That's why the cork industry is such a big industry. So the big question is, why use cork for your handles when there's other cheaper composites like EVA foam out there, right? So the reason why the industry uses cork in the handles is because when you're holding onto it and you're getting a slight nibble, those nibbles are transmitted through the blanks, which is going to either be carbon or some other form like fiberglass. And what is going to happen is that it's going to transmit those vibrations, those nibbling vibrations, directly to the handle. Now, if you have a soft EVA composite handle, it's going to be hard to tell if there's a fish nibbling. But if you have a sturdy, hard cork handle, oh wow, it's really easy to feel that nibble, and it's going to be better to set the hook. So even when this is wet and slippery, you're still going to feel those nibbles. So are there any drawbacks to using cork? Actually, there is. The companies that use cheaper grade cork, you can tell, because this is right here, this is good grade. This is a Kuma rod, this is a Celilo. Even though Celilo is an inexpensive rod, you can look at it. There's no big cracks, okay? The cracks is where the damage is going to start. It's just going to keep cracking. This is a very high density cork substance they use. This is, you can see, it's gone through stringent testing and visual inspection. So you never ever use a lower quality cork, and that's usually reflective in the prices of the rods that you're buying. And those cracks will just get deeper and larger as time goes on, and it'll be harder to keep it clean. Okay, since I'm touting up a lot about cork, are there any advantages of using EVA foam over cork handles like this? Well, I can think of only two. That EVA foam will last longer. You know, cork is a regenerative product. It's basically the bark of a tree. So after so many falls and usage or chips, like you drop it on a rock, it's going to start chipping. So it does have a lifespan, whereas the EVA foam, besides the obvious gouging part, I mean, you can't put composites in there to fill it in. And basically, EVA foam, the composite, costs a lot less than good quality cork. Okay, so you're looking at a cheaper rod with EVA compared to a high quality cork products such as this. And that is the number one reason why, for all you fly fishermen out there, as you already know, you spend more money on high quality cork fly rods than any other type of rod, because of the great sensitivity this will impart to you. Okay, so you're asking yourself, how about surf rods? I don't use these type of rods, but I go surf casting a lot. Do I need a surf rod with cork handles? And the answer is no, because the handles are placed within a holder, a rod holder, right? So it's not needed, because you're not going to feel, there's nothing to feel. You're not going to feel for any vibrations, any nibbles. So there is no need for that. And often EVA or hardened materials and composites are often used. It can be fiberglass to carbon. So I'm going to go back in the garage. I'm going to finish off this section of the handle here, complete this, and then I have two more rods to add to my arsenal thanks to Kuma. Thank you.